Now for your listening pleasure, this is a little organ that we have for our grandchildren to play with, and I really can't play anything, but do you know what a staccato note is? It goes like this. Well, staccato is boom, 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 boom. If 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 was put to music, the notes would be staccato as we get towards the end. Paul gives us some quick thoughts in rapid fire fashion, and though they are quick and to the point, they pack a punch. And so 3 verses where he gives us quick staccato truths. Verse 16, he says, rejoice always. That's actually the shortest verse in the Bible. People always say Jesus wept. John 11:35 is the shortest verse. I looked at it in the Greek New Testament and I counted letters. This verse is 2 letters shorter than Jesus wept. Rejoice always. Always rejoice. Well, how do I do that? Things are bad. Things are difficult. Joy and happiness are different. Happiness depends on happenings. Joy is an inside job. Joy is dependent upon our relationship with Christ. The Bible even says, in thy presence is fullness of joy. As we get in the presence of God, we can have joy no matter what's going on in your life. So rejoice always. The next note, the next staccato note that Paul hits is verse 17, and he says, pray without ceasing. Rejoice always. Don't stop praying. Well, that does not mean you spend the whole day like this, mumbling some kind of a prayer, but it's kind of like when you don't hang up the phone. When my son was engaged, he and his fiance at night sometimes would just never hang up the phone. They wouldn't even be talking. They had the connection. And that's how it is when you pray without ceasing. It's not just in the morning when you bow your heads and pray, but all day long, the line of communication is open. At any moment, you can begin to talk to God again. You're praying without ceasing. And then finally in verse 18, Paul says, be thankful in every circumstance. So rejoice always, pray without stopping, and be thankful in everything. Then he says, for this is God's will for you. If you want to know God's will for your life, maybe you're struggling trying to discern it, I can tell you this. It's God's will for you to be thankful. And he says in all circumstances, that would be bad as well as good. It does something for us and in us when we offer gratitude to God. Maybe your life isn't perfect, but you are blessed. And I bet if you took the time to count your blessings, you'd realize how much you have to be thankful for. And so that's my brief tune. 3 quick staccato notes. I want you to carry that tune with you today. Rejoice always. Make the choice to rejoice today. Pray without ceasing. Never hang up the phone. And be thankful because God's been good to you. And you have a lot of areas where you're blessed. Thanks for tuning in. Come back again tomorrow. We'll start 2 Thessalonians.